what I have here? Take a guess. If it's in this bag, can you tell based on the sound? I'll show you. What I have here. It's round tarot cards. This deck is called Tarot of the Cloisters. And I'm very excited about it. This is the back. They've got this pinwheel sort of shape on the back. And the faces of them are like stained glass. There's the Ace of Pentacles. I'm really loving this deck. So you may be already noticing that with a round deck, inversions are less clear. What we do get, though, is a sort of spectrum of inversion. The angle can add an additional element to the reading. So if I pull a card and it's turned by 90 degrees, it gives it a nuance that is not quite upright and not quite inverted. Another way that I like to use these cards that's different from rectangular cards or Rider-Waite is by setting these out in a zodiac wheel. So setting out 12 cards in a circle and reading them as a message from the first house, from the second house, third house, fourth house, and so on. This can give a lot of information, especially if you know your own zodiac, if you know your own astrological chart. I dropped one. Let's see what this says. Oh, it's two of them. The Five of Pentacles. Look at Page of Swords. I really love the stained glass look of them. So if you know your own chart and you know what sign you have in each house and where the planets are placed and what aspects what, if you set these out for the 12 houses, it can give you very specific information, very clear reading. Oh, look at that. The Hanged Man. I like the way these feel too. The circular card is so interesting to work with. And I've got this velvet bag that I keep them in. And there's something else in here. Can you guess what it might be? You can probably guess. It's a kind of stone. This is fluorite, and it's a double point fluorite. Fluorite is really good for clarity, mental clarity, focus, attention. It helps with learning in any kind of mental or intellectual tasks. And it's also very pretty. You can see all of these bands of color, purples, blues, there's some yellow, very clear spots. Fluorite in the way that we can see directly through it so clearly. It helps to give our mind that quality of being able to see clearly, clarity of thought and vision. And I like the way it sounds too. I like the way all the stones sound. It's like they have their own voices. So I've been keeping this with my tarot of the Cloisters. I'll just put this back in the bag. This bag makes such nice sounds too. It's nice to have something that feels a little like luxury. That smoothness, the texture of the velvet. It just feels nice to appreciate it. And it fits my cards perfectly. satin ribbon here so it can be tightened up. So what do you think about me pulling a few cards? We have a full moon in Sagittarius on June 5th. And this is also a lunar eclipse. So the energy of this full moon will be with us for quite some time, about 6 months. So let's see what we should be giving our attention to. Let's see if there is a message about what we should consider. Oh, something just fell out. Three of Pentacles. Now, this Three of Pentacles, I'm getting a message about the work that we do and the ways we make money and we bring in resources. And considering who we work with, giving some attention, placing some awareness on our business relationships. Are they serving us? Are we working with people who we communicate clearly with? Are we working with people who we feel like are on our team? Are we working with people we enjoy being with? So we can see these hands, coins changing hands. So this doesn't necessarily have to do with our co-workers. It could be the people that we work with who are our clients, our customers. But it is about interpersonal connection in the work that we do and in the way that we bring in our resources. So giving that a bit of attention right now. Let's pull another. Page of Swords. This one fell out earlier, so clearly it wants to be read. And this card definitely is reflecting the energy of the Sagittarius full moon. This is a card about the stories we tell and our ability to tell new stories to ourselves, not to be beholden to our past, that we have the opportunity and the responsibility to ourselves to tell more empowering stories, that we don't have to be hostage to our old patterns, that we don't constantly have to be looking over our shoulder at what has been and imagining that that preordains what will be for us. We can make new choices, recognizing where we've been and honoring our past, acknowledging it, but not viewing it as a container that keeps us small. So we've got a chance to learn something new and to create new stories, to be curious about our future, to walk forward with a student mindset, that curiosity, the playfulness. Don't you just love the design of these? I love these. It's got the sections. All of these wedges in here. And that stained glass kind of look. They're very pleasing visually. Let's draw one more. Oh, we have the Page of Vessels. This is more of that student, curious energy. But this is less about our stories and more about our emotions and our connection to our imagination and our intuition. That we can be curious about our own feelings, to regard them as a barometer for our lives. Our feelings can help us to gauge whether we're on the right track. We see this page on solid ground. It's a grounded energy, but there's a lot of water there. And water, of course, is our emotions and our spirituality, our intuition and our imagination. There's a Piscean energy here as well, with the fish coming out of the cup, and the page regarding it, and the fish regarding the page. It's like they're having a conversation. And during this full moon, we're going to see a square between Mars in Pisces and the moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Gemini. So there will be sort of a regarding of both the sun and the moon with this Pisces energy. It's a chance for us to consider our emotions and to consider how our emotions move us forward, how they motivate us, how our spirituality motivates us, how our intuition, how our imagination motivates us to move forward, and how we're motivated to change our stories based on how we feel. When we can integrate a feeling, it can make it easier to tell a new story. And when we can tell a new story, it can make it easier to feel better. So there's a conversation going on here about our intellect and our emotions and getting them on the same page. So what do you think of these cards? Do you like this style? I like them a lot. I hope that you all have a wonderful full moon, and that you're able to use the energy to learn something new, to find some curiosity, and that student mindset.